Marlin Klein, the rookie tight end, into Charger territory at the 35-yard line. Big play to the second-round draft choice to get the party started.
Boy, excellent pass protection, and it starts there for this Texans offense. They hold up, and then it's the weakest part of the defense. Two high safeties. You split it with a tight end on a nice little skinny post in the middle of the field. And I tell you what, if it's thrown a half a second off, it may have been tipped away or intercepted. Perfectly timed by Davis Mills.
And I want to talk about that last part first. We were in we were in a perfect. Oh no, I'm not doing that, Figgy. I'm just saying.
Here we go.
No, I'm not.
Here he goes. Brace yourself. Quarterback drama coming.
That was Figgy that did that. That wasn't me. I
want to talk about that last part. Perfectly thrown by Mills. That last part.
I mean, who else could throw a ball like that?
Well, all I'm saying is Marlin Klein, huge day, huge game. That was a beautiful ball. That's all I was going to say. That last part. Hell, Andre said it.
Our guy Lopez made a bold proclamation about the Texans.
Our guy Andre said it. It was just a beautiful ball. I was merely making an observation, and Figgy turns it into things that Figgy likes to turn things into.
You say I want to talk about that last part.
Let's
that very
talk about
last
Davis
part.
Mills for
You
a
say,
second.
hey, all that preamble
That's
about
cute.
Marlin Klein. That's fine.
I want to talk about who threw the ball.
It's a great throw.
And
it was.
Jokes aside, this was Marlin Klein taking both Sean and Clint through this play on the post-game show last night, which, of course, you can also hear on 95.7 The Fan. But he agreed with you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it started with a perfect play call by the coaching staff that I truly trust in. They believe in me. I believe in them. So them putting me in a perfect position to make a play, all I had to do was do my job. And then Davis threw a perfect ball. So all I had to do was catch it, do my job. That's what I'm here to do. So I'm not trying to make it anything bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't score anything. I just did my job, and I'm happy I did.
What do you say about Davis there,
Lovely
Figgy?
Figgy, this is something.
I like how he tried to act like I'm doing something, but then he tried to take the credit for it.
That's the thing.
Who said it?
One of the things that J-Lo will do is that J-Lo will try and take credit for something that is like fairly obvious and evident and something that is pretty widely regarded.
That was a great throw.
No, what Lopez is doing, he's trying to blame me for saying I brought it up. But now you're trying to say, see?
No, I'm just saying I'm not
said that?
No, all I'm saying is I'm not the only one who thought it was a great throw.
No,
Andre
everybody.
Ware,
But you brought
Marlin
it up.
Klein, yes.
And it objectively was.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Davis Mills for putting that on him. But it's made in part because Marlin Klein, fantastic. Like, I went back and almost Zapruder filmed this play to look at it a few times. And he gets, great route where, I mean, he bends it a little bit, and obviously that's what he needs to do. And he talked about it, right? Like and actually he went into more detail. We don't have to play that, where he had a pretty good feel for it, right? He knew that once he got past that backer level, that it was game. He turns around, gives the quarterback eyes, and the ball is right there for him. But this was the game that we really wanted to see Marlin Klein in, because he has been showing this type of production, this type of flash on the practice field at the Houston Methodist Training Center. And so now that we've gotten something similar, not just that, but pretty good run blocking reps as well, where you see great technique, good physicality. At first, one of the first run blocking players or run plays that he is blocking on, I go, oh man, he didn't really do too much to that dude. And I was like, oh, that's a defensive tackle, right? That's not an edge. He's doing this to defensive tackles, turning them well, staying engaged, all of the things that you want from a run blocker. Now that we're seeing this translated to a game type situation, on top of seeing him stack days in camp, what is the ceiling and how quickly can we get there in your mind?
So yesterday I brought up the question with you guys that it may not happen, sooner rather than later, but the Texans probably want Marlin Klein to be a threat to Dalton Schultz. Remember we had that discussion? I think this is kind of why. This is why he can block. He can block, pretty much on the edge or even on the interior. He can. He has the physical ability. Some guys are real tall, but maybe not as thick and strong. He's both. He does have that, not girth, but he does have that core strength.
I mean, 6'6", 250, baby. Like, that's a big boy.
He does have that core strength. Showed some hands. And oh, by the way, let's not forget this either. After that play, it may have been, I think, 2 snaps after that play, he drew a defensive pass interference. He made an inside cut and the guy had to go through him. And that's maybe it was just going to happen no matter what. but it was pass interference.
Yeah, and rewatching that play, I don't know how much that was like Marlin Klein creating it, but I mean, he's out there in the route.
He was the one that was creating the angle, and the DB had to go through him. Whether it was, in fact, it probably was not something that he's such a wily player that he could do that. All I'm saying is it was him that drew the defensive pass interference.
No, I mean,
so yeah,
I will absolutely eat crow. Right, I thought that this was going to be a lot more of a development project thing, and there's definitely still development to be had for him. But you're seeing it. You're seeing a lot more of it together, which obviously intimates something that we kind of already knew, which is that Michigan did not kind of put him in the place to do all that much of it. I think he talked about this last night again with Sean and Clint on the postgame show, that when you got Colston Loveland there, like they're going to have him do that stuff and then have Marlin Klein do a little bit more of the inline blocking type, the tight end stuff, which he can do and he demonstrated last night. But it's cool to see him putting together and having those plays, because that's ultimately what it's about. I think that there's still going to be room to develop, especially against like first team defenses and defenses that might key in a little bit more on him. But this is coming along fast enough to where I'm excited for him to not simply be a guy that is around the team, a guy that is around this room that I think can help him develop, but a guy that can be impactful in what they do. A guy that you can target, and when you do, like it was very clear they were targeting him on that first drive, and they didn't always get the football to him. In fact, one of the plays that I would say was, I guess, whatever version of a negative you could say for him in this game was in the red zone, where it's almost like you have him running a corner or maybe just kind of an out as well on the higher level than Xavier Hutchinson, and they end up like 2 yards away from each other. And Hutchinson is on the front line of the goal line, so it very much feels like Marlin Klein didn't get the right depth. But those are things that are ironed out as opposed to he's not prepared for the moment. And so that's the thing that I've been the most encouraged about is I've been the skeptical one here. He's shown it during camp, and this was day one of being able to show it on the field there in Reliance Stadium, and he's done that as well.
And there's some things, when you're around D'Amico Ryans as long as we have been now, you kind of pick up on when he says stuff and he's just being nice, and when he says stuff and it's from the heart, man. You have his comments on Marlin Klein, Figgy, because like you can tell, like sometimes he's being tactful and answering the question, and sometimes he just gives you like the real story here.
Wait, hold on, let me find it. Hold
on, because you could tell in his voice and what he was saying that they feel the exact same thing that we're talking about here.
Yeah, we expect that, and even he has more as well. I think this is just a start of Marlin Klein as he continues to grow and learn how we're doing things. Like, he's a really good athlete, right? And he's strong and physical at the line of scrimmage. So that's what we saw from the Michigan tape, and that's what he's been showing all training camp.
You just feel it, right? Oh, yeah, that was good. And there's more.
No, there is more. And the beauty of it is, I mean, he gets the limited snaps. I honestly thought this would be a game where you saw him all throughout the game. It felt like when he made that play, I think there was another play that I'm misremembering right this moment, but there was another play where there was a really good presence of him. I think that when you saw the way that he performed, it was like, all right, do we need to keep running him out here? Which honestly was one of the highest forms of praise, because the dudes who played well early and then you didn't see them as much in the second half, it felt like that was very much a come over here, you've done enough.
Yes.
And Marlin Klein was absolutely one of those guys last night.